Yeah. So the AP college poll has come out, and we've got Georgia 1, Michigan 2, Cincinnati 3, Alabama 4, and Oklahoma State's number 5. Mm-hmm. So if Oklahoma, and which I think that the college football playoff is going to probably be similar to this setup. It only makes sense.
I agree.
Notre Dame's probably going to be the odd team out unless Oklahoma State wins. That's the only way that Notre Dame is going to make it in here. So with that, did you watch any of the big game?
I did. I sure did. I watched a good portion of it.
Oh, boy. Yeah. Oh, boy. Michigan, Ohio State. That was a game.
It felt like a game, just the way that it looked, just overcast, the snow, that was everything I wanted that game to be. I wanted Ohio State to win so I could get that dream matchup we talked about. Since we couldn't get OU Georgia, yeah. Can we get Georgia Ohio State? We're not going to get that, but that was a really fun game to watch.
It was. You know what? I don't mind seeing Michigan take on. Actually, I don't mind Cincinnati playing Georgia with that Cincinnati offense and that Georgia defense battling each other, yeah. And see if they can pull an upset and make Georgia do what Georgia always does. Well, yeah, the state of Georgia teams always tend to do this. That will be awesome to see. But I'm really excited to see about this Michigan team. They went out there and played the most Northeast Midwestern football I have ever seen in my life. Mm-hmm. They averaged 7.2 yards a carry, 41 carries, 297 yards. They went out there and
because they wanted to more than the Ohio State defense. And that's what we talk about. We come back to this principle all the time. When you have more of a finesse team and then more of a power team, the answer to that finesse is power. Yes. Throughout the entire game. And that's exactly what this was.
They literally just went out there and just beat them up. They beat them up on the offensive line, on the defensive line. I mean, C.J. Stroud still went out there and threw for 394 yards, but could not get it done in the key moments.
Yes.
And it was all because of how that defense. I mean, Cade McNamara threw the only interception really of the game. Mm-hmm. And so the turnover battle between the two wasn't much. Only person that turned the ball over was McNamara, but Michigan went out there and they just drove down the field every single possession. I mean, they were out there on possessions of 10 plays. Let's see, they had the interception they threw. They had a punt on 6 plays. When they scored 13 plays. They had the lucky 3 play on the big one, the big run by Corum. Yeah, Corum. He dipped it. Hassan Fournette. No, he just scored a touchdown. So he didn't do the long runs. He just ran it into the goal. Right. But no, they were out there just beating them up, pound. Mm-hmm. And I kind of want to see that in the playoff now. Mm-hmm. So they got to play Iowa next.
Yes.
In the Big Ten Championship.
They better not lose this game. Are they going to lose this game?
They better not lose this game.
Can you imagine that?
Oh, God.
To come if they treated that Ohio State game like their Super Bowl, and I know maybe the fans kind of look at it that way.
They did.
Because it's been so long since they beat them.
Oh, my God.
Then psychologically, it's almost like, how can we get up for Iowa?
They beat them twice in the last 20 years.
Right.
That's embarrassing.
That is.
But the good thing is they still lead the career series. I think it's 58 to 51 and 58, 51 and 59, 51-6 is what the number is right now. So that's a good thing for them, but boy, they gave us a good game. I was excited watching it. I'm happy that Harbaugh finally got over the hump.
Me too.
That's what we needed. No, Ryan Day does not need to be fired. Ryan Day is just fine.
He's a really good coach.
All
I really
the toxic
like him.
fans want his head because they feel like he's just as bad as some old coaches, and it's not true. He's still a great coach. They're going to get to another national championship one day with him. Mm-hmm. But this is the year Michigan goes. Do you think Michigan makes it to the national championship, though?
Yeah, if they end up playing Cincinnati, let's say in that first round, whether it's Cincinnati or Oklahoma State that they will play in the first round, assuming that they get past Iowa, yeah, they beat them, and this is exactly what you would want. The committee and honestly fans, let's say outside of their respective locations of these schools or their fans. Nationally, you want Michigan in this game. You would want them in this game ahead of Cincinnati or Oklahoma State because it's a part of one of those top 5, top 7 blue blood programs.
Yes.
So yeah, I think that whoever their first round opponent is, assuming it's not Georgia, they're going to beat that team.
I wonder how people will react if Jim Harbaugh gets a national championship.
Well, they would have. There's nothing that they could say about any of the seasons at Michigan leading up to this.
Yeah, they really can't.
It's all irrelevant. No, it's not irrelevant. It's that it's all been a part of the plan.
Process.
Little by little,
little by little.
Down,
we're going to work our way up there. Mm-hmm. And it's perfect because it's the perfect year because besides Georgia's defense, there's truly not a front runner. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm trying to think, who do I really think is the best team in college football? Besides Georgia's defense, I really cannot argue anybody else. So I'd love to see Georgia go up against Michigan for the title. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't mind seeing Georgia lose to Cincinnati and it'd be Michigan versus Cincinnati for the title or Oklahoma State.
Do you think there's any chance Georgia could lose to Alabama this weekend?
Oh, hell no. No. Alabama, and this is why I said Alabama was going to lose a game this year. They almost lost the second one too, which I'm still pissed off that Auburn couldn't figure it out. Mm-hmm. The reason why I felt like they was going to lose this year, they brought in Bill O'Brien as offensive coordinator, and we are seeing that pay dividends for me. He is not good at all. He is bad, and he is showing it. And so you get him out there with those young players because Bryce Young is still young. No pun intended there.
Yeah.
You throw him out there against that Georgia ball-hawking defense.
Mm-hmm. But he's played them before. So he's somewhat aware.
Last year?
You said Bryce Young for Alabama. He's playing, misunderstanding, you playing Georgia?
Yeah.
Because they played this year already.
No.
So Georgia and Alabama have not played this year?
No. Alabama's Alabama's only lost one game, and Georgia's undefeated. So
That's right. It was A&M that beat them.
Yes, A&M beat them at the crib.
Yeah. True.
So that right there tells me the question is, what will Bryce look like against that Georgia defense? The Georgia defense is historic. 66 points this season they've given up. 66. They have not given up double-digit touchdowns at all this season in total. Mm-hmm. 6 offense, 9 total touchdowns they've given up this year. 9. That tells you something about how special this is a historic defense. Mm-hmm. And so I don't know. I just feel like everything has lined up perfectly for them against Alabama. Now, I'm not going to say Alabama's out because it's Alabama. But I do think that, I think that Georgia's going to win this game the way they should. They're 6.5-point favorites. It's the 92 game streak of Alabama being a favorite has been broken with this game. 92 games straight. Ridiculous. So Michigan playing Iowa, I promise you, if Michigan loses that game, they better fire Harbaugh.
Damn. So you go from if he wins 2 more games, you can't say anything to him. If he loses one, get rid of him. It's over.
Fire him against Iowa. You don't lose to Iowa. They are a 10.5-point favorite against Iowa in the Big Ten championship game. Mm-hmm. Don't lose this game.
Well, no matter what, he's just by finally beating Ohio State, he's bought himself at least 3 more years.
I don't know why. If he loses to Iowa in the Big Ten championship, I don't think they do. I'm just saying that this is a game that you cannot lose. You have to win this game.
Well, because this is your ticket into the playoff. Absolutely, you do.
Yeah, you got to win this. Don't tarnish that Ohio State win. Don't make that Ohio State win look bad.
Right.
Go in here, put in work on the Iowa Hawkeyes, and send yourself into the playoffs.